Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new week of This is Skyshine's Bedlam. So Skyshine's Bedlam is a strategy game, RPG elements, think XCOM with a slightly wonkier battle element, mixed with FTL. I'll go that far. So if you're watching this and it's a week of and you don't know what a week of is where I play a game, 7 episodes, one a day. And I judge by the interaction from you guys, the comments, likes, and the views, whether or not you want to see it into a full Let's Play. So, without further ado, let's go... Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't realise I could do that. Woo! Let's go ahead and hit play. So, much like FTL, you get to pick your vehicle at the start, and there's a ton of different vehicles. This is version 2.0, so it might be a bit different to what you've seen before. They have pretty much overhauled the game. I wasn't a big fan of the way the game was in the previous version, but once I've seen version 2.0, I thought, oh, we'll give it a go. I did receive this game off of the devs, just so you know. I didn't pay for the game, they sent me the game to try it out. I actually asked them for the game because I wanted to see what was new in 2.0, so here we go. We're going with the Bone Shaker. The Bone Shaker has a human crew. So the legendary dozer constructed by the Mechanics Guild, Bone Shaker was long believed lost to the hazards of Bedlam until Byzantine tycoon Rasputin Lazarus discovered the ancient wreckage and rebuilt the incredible rolling fortress. Greetings Mechanic. Dozers are designed for transit through the harsh domain of Bedlam. Each has its own statistical advantages, equipment and crew. Choose wisely. Crude, the precious black fluid, keeps the dozer's mighty engines running. A higher rating means greater fuel efficiency. Meat. Your passengers and crew won't survive without food, and it's meat that they eat. Higher rating means the rate of consumption is improved. Power cells, the fusion batteries are vital for powering the dozer's systems. Higher rating means less power cells are consumed during battles. And the crew. Battlefield injuries will send your crew members to the medical bay. A higher rating means your crew will recover from wounds more rapidly. We have 3 different upgrades at the top, or different actives that we can use in battle. The first one's the Skyshine Distillery, which makes everyone drunk and shoot each other. The Trauma Cocktail, which instantly heals the crew. And the Blitzer Screen, which means that we take less damage. So let's go to Bedlam.
Centuries from now, long after the Barren Age has passed, civilization prevails in the overcrowded metropolis of Byzantine. A technological marvel, held prisoner by the twisted wastelands of Bedlam, the result of humanity's race to oblivion. A domain of chaos and endless perils. Ruthless marauders, rogue AI, toxic mutants, deadly cyborgs. But there is new hope discovered in Bedlam. A mythical utopia called Aztec City, and a magnificent rolling fortress, operated by a mysterious figure known only as the Mechanic. The expedition for Byzantine will be filled with danger. If you have the courage, attempt to survive this journey into Bedlam.
Well, that was a thing. Jesus Christ. Right, so basically you'll notice, if you've seen any Skyshine's Bedlam before, you'll understand exactly what's going on here. Basically it's like FTL, you choose where you want to go and different things happen. I want to... what you got? You're Marauders. After many grisly and explosive lessons, Marauders learn not to approach the formidable automated defences that protect Byzantine's walls. So that's the Marauder icon. We've got mutants over here. I'm going to go to Animosity Pass. Actually, before I do that, what I'm going to do is we start with some power cells, and if you click on this button you can upgrade your vehicle. I'm going to start by upgrading crude by 1. Cost 10 for that, 10 again, that one also costs 10. I'm going to just focus on crude because if we don't need crude we can trade crude for meat. So crude first, make us super efficient at getting crude, then super efficient at getting the rest of it. Right, so let's go to Animosity Pass. As you make the final preparations for your journey into Bedlam, you're approached by Rasputin Lazarus, the Byzantine tycoon who discovered the wreckage of Bone Shaker and funded its reconstruction. Best of luck, mechanic. Only one of your skill and courage can safely reach the distant mythical utopia. Remember, your passengers are your mission. Keep them safe and deliver as many as possible to the Aztec city for the greatest rewards. With a prolonged clatter, the city's formidable omnium alloy barricades slowly part and the dozer forges ahead into the dreaded wastelands of Bedlam. Alright, there's only one place to go, so let's go. Cyborgs slowly tune... Ooh, I didn't get to read that. There are reports of illness among your passenger population. A number of passengers have begun exhibiting an alarming condition that rapidly covers their bodies in a strange purple fungus until they are almost completely immobilized. Upon further investigation, you determine that a portion of the meat you have acquired was tainted by some kind of toxic material in Bedlam. Infected passengers are highly contagious and could pose great risk to everyone on board. Try quarantine them. The infected passengers are isolated in another section of the dozer and sealed as best as possible while your technicians research possible cures. However, many other passengers are agitated about being in such close proximity to the communicable fungus people. They refuse to travel on board any further and insist they would rather take their chances in Bedlam. The dozer stops briefly to allow the defiant passengers to disembark for continuing along the road. I lost 75 people. Right, and then we can travel further, or we can send out our little scout to go and see what the rest of this stuff is. Right now, I'm happy enough scouting as much as possible. While scouting the area, the crew finds a strange device of cables and rusting metal half buried in the copper sands. Upon approach, it begins to make a muffled blonk noise that repeats until the crew steps backwards. Maybe a harmless piece of defunct equipment, or it could be some kind of signal transmitter, or it might be some kind of vendetta contraption left over from an ancient skirmish. The crew either has impressive mechanical skills or an abundance of good luck, and are not completely annihilated by this dangerous weapon or whatever it was. Either way, they successfully gather the device. While the crew can't determine its actual purpose, there are several power cells inside which are keeping it active. The crew returns to the dozer with the valuable items. Alright, first things first, we want to get our power cells upgraded again. And back on the road. So I want to scout out as much as possible. While exploring the area, the crew discovers a gargantuan crater in the earth. The surface of the entire area has been turned into uneven cobalt crystals. The site was probably caused by the detonation of a powerful fusion war device from ages past. All the way down at the bottom of the expansive pit is an encampment of nomads. The crew slowly and carefully makes their way down to the rough surface into the deep crater. As they draw closer to the camp, they can see there's a large hole in the ground at the base of the crater. The nomads have constructed a rudimentary well at the hole and are cranking out containers of precious crude from the breach in the crust. There are dozens of full barrels in a nearby tent. Later, the nomads watch the crew approach. The others regard them nervously. Greets to you, intrepids. As you can see, we have staked claim to the drain, but there's so much, struth so much, more than we could ever carry or haggle. You're welcome to whatever you can haul. Just accept it. Sure, thanks. Use it wisely. Good fortune to you out there in the big chaos. The crew returns to the dozer with a valuable supply of crude. Nice, got a decent chunk of crude. Let's just keep checking out and about. So the more time you spend in Bedlam, which is the days up here, the further this progresses into harsher and harsher. As the crew explores the area, they come across a lone wanderer. He is carrying peculiar equipment and towing a cart filled with various containers. The quirky man stops and seems enthusiastic about your presence. Greets to you, travellers! I'm an alchemist and expert in archaic arts of altered elements. I've been footing these scorched hills for so many suns. Any sanctuary you could provide would be exemplary. In exchange, I could fine-tune your equipment to maximise your accumulation of precious resources. Mayhap I could travel with the ones of such obvious esteem. You've heard tales of these scorned practitioners of transmogrification, able to convert very substances into other useful materials using black science. The same types of unstable procedures that contributed to the Barren Age and created the chaotic land of Bedlam so long ago. Having him on the dozer could be a cause of displeasure among the passengers, but his skills could prove useful. Yeah, of course you can come aboard, you crazy, crazy fool. That's to you, I shall endeavour to be of invaluable service. Some improvisational improvements to your equipment shall be made with all due alacrity. The resource replicator has been installed on your as a battle equalizer on your dozer. Nice. Let's hit the last one. So we're just about to move into guarded. As the crew is exploring the area, they see a lone figure wandering the dunes. Closer investigation reveals it's a marauder wielding a bludgeon weapon. He notices the crew's presence, but doesn't appear immediately to be hostile. Let's approach him. Boy, you're not the kind of driggers I'd expect to see out here in the big chaos. Not like the driggers Nitar Fang is looking to tool. I was asking why he's out here. Chaffed at all these clutches out for nothing but plunder and enjoy kills. Enough anarchy in the big chaos already. They need to quit so much murderizing. Nitar Fang gonna get 'em brain my way. Or they get the basher down the skulls. Well, you can come and join us if you like, mate. Famine offer. Rather be on the road looking for skulls to bash than out here footing the big chaos. Just know that some clutches may be looking to spite you for having Nitar Fang aboard. Nitar Fang has joined the Dozer crew. Dude, my throat's fucking killing me after that one. Bloody marauders. As the Dozer travels along the road, it's brought to your attention that a number of passengers are agitated by your decision to allow the alchemist on board. They refuse to travel any further with a practitioner of black sciences and insist they would rather take their chances in Bedlam and continue under your questionable leadership. The Dozer stops briefly to allow the defiant passengers to disembark before continuing along the road. Piss off then. Oh, sickie. Right. Let's just get to this next area because this looks like it's got some power cells here. Don't want to spend too much time. As Dozer travels along the road, it drives over something buried in the ground, causing a noisy discharge. Suddenly the vehicle comes to a halt and all of the equipment ceases to function. An AI EMP mine has incapacitated the Dozer. After considerable time and countless calibrations, the Dozer engines finally grind to life again. The Dozer continues along the road. Took some time. Not sure how much I want to fight the AI though. As Dozer travels along the road, your instruments suddenly detect a major radiation leak in one of the engine compartments. The external vents to release the dangerous toxic byproducts are damaged and will need to be repaired manually, or the pressure will eventually rise and cause the catastrophic end of the Dozer. There may be someone among your crew that could withstand the radiation, or you may have to volunteer some passengers for the task. It could also be possible to reroute the venting through one of the meat storage areas, which would diminish your supply. I said a passenger. Surprisingly, a number of passengers step forward to willingly risk their lives for the benefit of everyone on board. After a long, intense period, the radiation is released outside and the levels return to normal, but the brave volunteers experience a horrible death from their exposure to the toxic leak. Technicians are safely able to enter the affected chamber and repair the breach, and the Dozer continues along the road. We're losing a fair amount of passengers already. Let's go to here, the place with the fuel cells. As Dozer travels along the road, you can see strange illumination flashing against the sky ahead. Approaching closer, it appears to be some kind of mobile fusion reactor used to supply power. The Dozer comes to a halt and you disembark to investigate. There's clearly some kind of incident with the equipment that resulted in the unpleasant demise of the attendants. Fortunately, you were the first to arrive at the scene and you discover several containers filled with fully charged power cells. You collect the valuable supplies and continue along the road before the reactor's condition gets any worse. Holy fuck, that was a lot. Right, let's buff up engineering. Okay, that's engineering level 5, that's as high as we can go. If we buff up meat as well. I need 5 more power cells. Okay, we can get more meat there, or we can get more crude coming over here. I want to scout around a bit. As the crew is exploring a region of dusty flatlands, they come across a vast expanse of what looks like a crumbling temple at the far end. The field leading up to the temple is filled with large clusters of corroded metal covered with soot, the remnants of ancient vehicles. Upon arrival at the structure, the crew realises it's actually not a temple, but the ash-covered remains of what was once a war mall, from a time when consumer-based hostilities were commonplace. The majority of the massive building has collapsed from ages of severe bedlam climate. Try to find a way inside. The crew finds a crevice in a damaged wall large enough to fit through and slips into the shambles of the building. Most of the place is demolished and inaccessible, but one store bearing the name Valentino Tactical Outfitters appears mostly intact and could be explored. The crew steps in through the shattered storefront window and begins seeking valuable items. The store has largely been stripped of anything useful. They're about to leave empty-handed when one of the crew bumps into something. even though there seems to be nothing there. There's a thunk as something falls to the floor and suddenly blinks into view. It's a mannequin wearing a stealth suit and has remained camouflaged for all this time. This type of technology could prove useful, allowing the crew to move virtually unseen during combat. It's possible that the dozer technicians could research this device, turn it into a battle equalizer that could give the crew an advantage in battle. We're going to have the dozer technicians modify and install this stealth suit technology? Yes, of course I fucking do. The stealth suit outfitter has been installed in the battle equalizer. Nice. The crew returns to the dozer, leaving the remains of the wormhole behind. Right, let's head towards the cyborgs. I'll be a bit happy with that. So an elite is a little head with a question mark. Okay. This is bumped up to guarded now. Ahead in the road you can see a large trailer being towed by a smaller vehicle. On the trailer is what looks like a mobile fusion reactor of dubious design. The dozer comes to a halt and you disembark. The curious operator of the fusion towing vehicle exits the cab and approaches. Hoy, travellers! Such a mighty machine! Must really drain the power. Can't have spark without power. Power to propel those through the blasted lands. Power to spark those impressive weapons. God, I can't do that voice for much longer. I got fusion batteries of my own design, power to spare. If you're interested in high for power, what do you say? Well, I would happily trade you crude. I mean, I've got like a load of crude. Fair haggle, more power to you. You return to the dozer with a valuable resource and continue along the road, leaving the power trader behind. Not too bad, it means we can get that for level 5 and start to increase the armory. Obviously we can't use any of the armory stuff without power cells, but I'd much happier do that. Oh, let's go to this elite over here and try and grab him. Hopefully we'll get into a bit of combat this episode. A salty old scuzzer taught Abe the ways of the gun. I'm going to show you unlucky mots how well Abe learned. Alright, so we're getting into a bit of combat. So the combat is split into, your characters are split into 4 classes. You've got the Deadeyes, which are your snipers, your frontliners, which are your tanks essentially. Your gunslingers, which are basically if they get hit, they actually, here you go, let's have a little look. Frontliners are the most sturdy and agile fighters able to dash directly into hand-to-hand combat and inflict punishment as well as absorb it. They provide protection for their crew. Trencher is a close combat weapon specialist in the crew. The shotgun wielding trenchers deliver whopping firepower when the enemy is near, but are much less efficient at a distance. The Deadeyes are long distance rifle experts, with the lowest health and movement in the crew, but they also deal the greatest damage at the furthest distances. I've got a fucking phone call. Go away! There we go. Protect these sharpshooters. Gunslingers. These pistol-packing gunslingers have a great balance of endurance, movement, and weapon damage. These hand cannon hot shots can return fire automatically when attacked. Let's give that a go. I'll only read these things if they get upgraded. And they get upgraded by killing things. So you need to get 3 kills in order to get to the veteran. We're going to take everyone, like one of each. In the old version, it used to be the less people you took, the more bonuses you got. Like you got extra stuff. And that's why it doesn't do that anymore. So if we take Huncher out, you see, we don't actually get anything. It used to be that if you only took one person, you get a load of stuff, but now it's a bit different. So let's take, I think it was everyone at the end, actually. Huncher and... let's just take all of these guys. There we go. That's one of each. Let's go. So in the combat, you basically get 2 turns. Oh, this guy's got a lot of friends. In the combat, you get 2 turns. I get 2 turns. They get 2 turns. It's up here, which isn't split between my, split between my characters. So, regardless of what turns I take, all of my characters get the exact same amount of turns. Right, first thing I want to do is I want to run you. Away. What you want to do is you want to let the enemy come to you. Right, you just went into my sniper spot, so that was silly. Alright, I'm going to run you to here. You can back him up. Right, so I can you hit any of them? No. So I can run to here and snipe this guy off. Oh, I didn't realise that you were in shooting position, otherwise I would have done something. Right, so the worry about that is that this guy can do another 3 damage to Ambara. Unless I can somehow pick him off. But you can't... This guy can't actually hit him. So what I do is I run this guy here. And how much damage do you do? You do 3 damage. I don't want... Oh my god, my tank's gonna die. Oh, that was lucky. Ah, god. That's just lost someone already. Take that guy out. Guy's healed a bit. He's going to shoot my tank again. Right, I know you can do 5 damage. There we go. So we've now got a veteran with our sniper, which is awesome. The snipers are really strong, which is why I've been focusing on the sniper so much. Right, I'm going to run you. Pick up the power cells. And then to hide behind there. Okay, and can we get you to come here? Shotgun him. Oh, damn! You just got wrecked, son. I can't afford that at all. What's the equalizers? Oh, wow, that's expensive as well. What's that do? Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So, we want... You just want to get to... Right, if you stand there, you can take a shot. Okay, Abe's got 3 health left. Oh, Abe's dead. There we go. Right, you gunslinger, where are you going? Oh. Thing is, they gain health every turn. That's the full thing behind them, behind the cyborgs.
Crude.
Okay, let's come here and duck behind the cover. Oh, yes, son of a bitch. So I can duck behind this cover and then shoot him out in the open, which is going to end him. Alright, and then we can... Oh no, he's going to shoot Ambara. No, Ambara! There we go, and boom! So the sniper killed fucking everybody. We begin the tribes to give you the penance. So the sniper wrecked everybody, but we lost a good few people. Fortunately, we did get Abe. Came closer to killing Abe than any other scuzzles in Bedlam. Maybe you Morts earned my guns at your side. Abe Hellister has joined the Dozer crew. So we might have lost a couple of our other guys, but we did get Abe, which is pretty cool. So if we check in here, we've got Abe, who's a level 1 elite, but he's got 11 health and 7 damage. So he's a better gunslinger than the guy we lost. So it's actually not too bad doing that. But that's going to have to do us for this episode. As I always ask with new series on the channel, do drop a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already. And yeah, comment. Just drop comments and I'll have a wee chat with you in the comment section. But as always, I've been Studio, you've been awesome. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.